What's going on, Dolphins fans? So I'm making another quick video. There haven't been any like additional moves or anything made, but there was some no new moves, but some additional information and context and some things that I think that are important that I wanted to share with you. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So it's just going to be a series of like tweets and things coming from reporters and sources that are close to the organization that are helping to explain stuff, or maybe not really. We'll see. So in the last video I made, there was a tweet by Adam Beasley that I shared. The Dolphins have added 12 new players to their roster in the last 4 days. That's bonkers, was the tweet, right? Then he added another one. They have added 12 new players in the last 4 days, and they added just 13 new players in the first month of free agency, right? To juxtapose a little bit to show you how crazy that is. But kind of makes sense considering the fact that they were super busy with just like jettisoning as many players as they possibly could. Right. So, and then there's this other tweet, right? Tweet coming from Joe Shad. Vincent Taylor scheme fit was an issue according to a league source close to the Miami Dolphins, right? I'm calling bullshit on that, right? Calling bullshit on a lot of stuff, but I'm calling bullshit on that too. It's just an excuse, sounds like to me, because if that was the case, right, then, why didn't they do it like much sooner, right? Why did he make it to the final 53-man roster? I mean, obviously he didn't make it to the final 53-man roster, but why did he, make it through the, main round of cuts, right? Why couldn't they have done it, weeks ago if he really wasn't a scheme fit? It doesn't really seem to add up. And then on top of that, right, they just cut TJ McDonald for like no reason. Why? Because there wasn't really much of an answer given. In fact, the only real answer that was given is that McDonald is a good player and that he is a scheme fit. Okay, so like, I'm just saying, these excuses are not holding any kind of fucking water. They're literally, but like, apparently they just don't even give a shit. They're just saying whatever the fuck it is that comes to mind at that given time. And it's just all fucking excuses. Nothing but excuses, right? So, I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, so another interesting tweet that I saw from the Phinsider. The Dolphins are down to 24.98 as an average age. 4 players 30 or older, 21 players 23 or younger. Wow. Another intense stat. I mean, like, having a young team isn't necessarily like a bad thing. And, on one hand, you might think, okay, well, youth is a good way to build for the future. But when you take the rest of the context into it, and, a lot of these guys, I mean, even a lot of the young guys are dudes that have only been in the league for like 2 or 3 years, but haven't proven to do shit, have been perennial backups or practice squad guys. Like, the production is far less than the guys that, we've been getting rid of. Like, it's fucking crazy. Kiko Alonso has like over 550 career tackles. The dude that's replacing him, 3. I mean, like, it's the new long snapper. He's played in like 3 games. John Denny had the NFL, or had the longest, I think it was an NFL record, but he had the longest games played streak currently at, I think, like 224. He's second behind only Dan Marino on the Dolphins for, most consecutive games played. I mean, just every single one of these moves, for the most part, is just like, you know, the opposite of logical. Like it's because none of it is going to be beneficial now, nor is it going to be beneficial in the future. Let's keep going. So another tweet from the Phinsider: players returning from 2018: Kilgore, Jones, Akins, Davis, O'Leary, Wilson, Howard. So Daniel Kilgore, Rashad Jones, Walt Akins, Jesse Davis, Nick O'Leary, Albert Wilson, Xavier Howard, Bobby McCain, Jakeem Grant, Devontae Parker, Matt Hawk, Kenyon Drake, Charles Harris, Devon Godshaw, Jason Sanders, Raekwon McMillan, Kalen Ballage, Mike Gesicki, Durham Smythe, Jerome Baker, and Minkah Fitzpatrick. But who knows how long Jones is going to be on the team. Wilson probably won't last longer than this year. I'm pretty sure he's pissed about how everything was handled. I mean, Drake, you know, could be traded at any time. Geez, I mean, like, it's fucking, it's retarded. Like, this is just absolute total insanity. Let's see. Miami Dolphins in 2018 now gone include, and this is from Joe Shad, Ryan Tannehill, Frank Gore, Laramie Tunsil, Jawan James, Danny Amendola, Cameron Wake, Robert Quinn, Andre Branch, Vincent Taylor, Akeem Spence, Kiko Alonso, TJ McDonald. And that's like just scratching the surface. But just off of those guys alone, I mean, the amount of talent, experience, leadership, production, I mean, Jesus Christ, like that is, and like across the board, all of the people brought in. Okay, let's go through this. Ryan Tannehill, right? We get rid of him and we downgraded to Ryan Fitzpatrick and Josh Rosen. Like I said, I think Josh Rosen could one day be a good quarterback. Not gonna happen for the Dolphins. Frank Gore. I really do like Kenyon Drake and Kalen Ballage, although they've kind of been like, you know, showing some weird, like, we don't maybe not like Kenyon Drake signs too, right? I don't know. Not to mention Grant's on that list of returning guys, but the way that they structured his contract is kind of fucked. It's like heavily incentivized. Right, so it's not even like guaranteed or base pay. It's a lot of incentives, and they could like totally cut his contract next year. Let's see, Frank Gore, or like I said, Frank Gore, but you know, he was the thumper that you know got it done between the tackles, and in short yardage and stuff like that for a second down. So you know, but I think that's probably one of the you know least worrisome. But then Laramie Tunsil and Juwan James, I mean, Jesus Christ, you know, we have Laramie Tunsil, God damn it, is a generational talent. And let's not forget, he fell into our laps, people. Fell into our laps in that draft. Dude, oh my God, were we so lucky to get him. And what just happened, dude? We just shit that away. Just completely shit that away. And now we have no offensive line to speak of whatsoever. Danny Amendola. Okay, I've been arguing the whole time that I would have kept Danny Amendola over Devontae Parker, who again is hurt and has been battling with some injuries. Guaranteed he's not going to end up fucking all of a sudden, you know, turning on the lights, especially with the bullshit going on within the organization. He's probably like, dude, I need to fucking for real get out of here now. And you know, I think if he's going to have a chance at being anything in the NFL, he needs a change of scenery. So I definitely would have kept Danny Amendola. He's got the pedigree, he's got the experience, the consistency, the production, all of that shit. Cam Wake, I mean, we don't really have any discernible pass rush at this time. Not to mention, you know, Cam Wake is second in team history in sacks. That dude should have fucking absolutely retired as a Dolphin. They should not in any way, shape, or form let him go. Robert Quinn and Andre Branch, again, you know, adding to the fact that we don't have any pass rush. Although, again, to be fair, I did advocate for Andre Branch to be released. I probably would have kept Robert Quinn, but again, I was indifferent in that regard. Vincent Taylor, absolutely fucking no reason to get rid of him. We're thin at that position, and like he's done good things for us. We drafted him like he's a young promising talent. Just no reason, absolutely no reason whatsoever. And the fucking guys that are coming up behind him, Jesus Christ, are just fucking, it's a joke. It's a fucking joke. Let's see if I could find real quick. New Dolphins defensive tackle. This was from Barry Jackson. He tweeted this out. This was in my last video too. Defensive tackle John Jenkins has played 6 years in the league, has 121 tackles and 1.5 sacks over that time. Dismissed Vincent Taylor had 2 sacks last year. Jenkins has 1.5 in 6 years. Played 7 games as a Giants backup last season. Like, dude, how does anybody look at any of this and be like, yeah, we're building for the future? No, they're not building anything, and that's part of the major problem. Is all they're doing is tearing down. None of this is building whatsoever. They're just taking cast-offs and rejects and fucking backups and bargain bin guys and all this other bullshit that's not gonna fucking do shit for us. It's just, it's super frustrating. Let's see, Akeem Spence, another guy fucking, that for no reason they just got rid of or whatever, that is, helped lead to the fact that we're thin at defensive tackle. Kiko Alonso, massively productive. I told you, over 550 tackles. He's got 10 interceptions, 16 passes defensed. Oh my God. Like, he had 3 interceptions last year for us, over 125 tackles, led the team. Where does any of this make sense? The dude that replaced him, he has 3 career tackles. Like, really? Really? And then, okay, so then Joe Shad texted, I keep wanting to say texted, tweeted this out. Xavier Howard, because, the media has been talking to a lot of the players and stuff with this whirlwind of shit. Xavier Howard says, quote, trust the process. That's just he's not a man of a lot of words to begin with, but I mean, that's, about as just PC as it really gets. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got his payday, he's trying to, I mean, he could be traded at any fucking time for all we fucking know, right? And so, like, he's just, I mean, what else the fuck are you gonna say? Like, really, what else the fuck are you gonna say? I mean, this dude, but later on, though, so there was another tweet, though, also by Joe Shad, and about Xavier Howard, and him saying that he wants to stay with the Miami Dolphins. Most definitely, quote, most definitely. I got drafted here, which the Dolphins have proven that doesn't really mean shit, and they ended up paying me here, so I want to finish here too. Well, I got news for you, kid. It's likely that at some point they're going to just end up cutting bait with you, especially because Brian Flores apparently is trying to super fucking, mirror Bill Belichick and just be a complete fucking asshole to people. Don't fucking, tell Laramie Tunsil, hey, I'm not going to trade you. Oh, then trade you, right? God, like, it's just, it's just, man. All right, and then this one, Barry Jackson tweeted this. Multiple players said, even though Flores addressed the team, he offered no real explanation for the Tunsil trade. But as Daniel Kilgore said, he's under no obligation to explain this to players. Well, that's a very, just by the book answer, of course. And really, what else are you gonna say? I mean, because if he's at this point, it's like if you do say anything publicly against it, I mean, it's almost like this shit is the regime is being very dictatorial. It's crazy. Much like the fucking anyway. But so, look, man. He does have an obligation. He absolutely fucking has an obligation, right? Again, because he told Tunsil, he has an obligation to Tunsil to explain it to him, because he apparently told him before he wasn't being traded, and then all of a sudden did, right? He does have an obligation to the players, because what the fuck? We're all sitting here like, what the fuck is going on? Not to mention the reports about him possibly, or about there possibly being riots and so on and so forth. How about maybe just being honest and transparent with your guys instead of being shady and fucking lying to everybody? No. How about maybe you owe it to the fans as well? Because we're all sitting here like, what the fuck? Right? Like, of course he fucking owes an explanation. You just traded away your fucking, the only foundational piece you had on your fucking offensive line. One of the only foundational pieces remaining on the team, period. Like, what the fuck? Of course he owes explanations. Dude, I'm telling you, if he still even has any, like, you know, real grasp over this squad and this team, guaranteed he's gonna fucking lose it in the not so distant future. There is no way, with the way Brian Flores is going, because he again, he's trying to emulate fucking Bill Belichick too fucking much, dude. And Bill Belichick made a career, you know, off of being a fucking douchebag, stingy motherfucker to everybody. He's shady, he's a cheater, he's a fucking liar, just like Brian Flores is apparently fucking you know, is proving to be. You know, he's clearly a fucking Bill Belichick protege, but he's not realizing that the world is changing, right? That's why, one of the reasons why I loved the way Adam Gase was instilling his culture, because he was instilling a culture of, yeah, you know what, if you you know, especially if we drafted you, but either way, if you produce for us, you know, I got your back if you got my back. You scratch mine, I scratch yours. It's a give and take relationship. It's symbiotic. It's not fucking parasitic. It's not a fucking manipulative, take advantage of kind of situation. I'm not going to bring you in just to fucking use you and abuse you and then shit you out. But that's what this motherfucker is doing. And it's fucking disgusting. And I swear, man, I hope that the motherfucking players revolt. I really fucking do. I want them, god damn it. Look, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. If they came out, if the motherfucking team came out against the Ravens and then, you know, decided to have like a fucking, like some kind of protest where they just refused to play or something, oh my god. I would love that so fucking much. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. I would say it's probably unlikely. You know, because unfortunately, you know, players don't really have a lot of power these days. And, you know, we've seen that it doesn't matter, you know, I mean, you can be fucking, I mean, they'll just fucking, like, they'll just fuck you over. It doesn't matter. They'll threaten your livelihood and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. They'll fucking penalize you and discipline you, even if you're, like, it doesn't fucking matter, and it's bullshit. Oh, and look, and so fucking, and this is a quote coming from Jerome Baker. Okay, this is another tweet from Barry Jackson. Were players tempted to ask Flores why the heck they traded Tunsil and Stills on top of all the other purgings? I'm sure everybody is tempted to ask, Jerome Baker said, but you don't want to go ask him. You never know if you're next. Dude, that is not, especially with the way things are going right now in the world and in the country, and with the rise of you know, like, I mean, dude, people are tired of this shit. They're tired of being just fucking shit on, used and abused all the fucking time. And look, I mean, not to, I'm trying to avoid the political talk a little bit, but it applies, right? So unfortunately it applies to everything. But, you know, in that regard, if one of two things is going to happen. Either we're going to end up with a fucking purely fascist regime, and then the world's going to end up blowing up either through some kind of crazy war or because the earth reclaims itself due to climate change, right? Or we are going to have a fundamental revolution in which we change things systemically and at its roots and finally get to social justice, economic justice, all that shit, right? Racial justice, gender justice, all that shit. Every single bit of it, right? And if that happens, this motherfucker's not realizing that, like, I mean, this whole fucking, he says apparently, you know, and see, god damn it, and I knew when he said that fucking, oh, you know, I support the players and what they're doing. Bullshit, motherfucker. Then you wouldn't have fucking traded Kenny Stills. If you really supported the dude, you wouldn't have fucking come down on him like you did, told him to bow his fucking head essentially, and then fucking penalize him and trade him. Get the fuck out of here with your bullshit. Hell no, I ain't buying it. I see straight through your motherfucking ass. Oh my god, dude. And it's breeding such a toxic culture. But you know what? For real, the fish rots from the head fucking down. Right? This dude is just being a patsy sellout motherfucker. You know, again, backing the white male billionaire who supports the fucking piece of shit president. Right? So it's not a fucking... It starts from the president, goes to the fucking, you know, and starts with the fucking, I mean, obviously the president on a national scale and with the country and everything, but, you know, Stephen Ross is buddy with that motherfucker. He likes his policies, right? That's why he had the fucking fundraiser for him where there's $250 for a fucking plate of food. Like, get the fuck out of here with this shit. Hell nah. Hell to the fucking nah. It's fucking sick and it's disgusting, dude. I don't understand how anybody can see this shit, anything that's going on, and be like, yeah, man, this shit is gonna be great. We're gonna be good this year, next year, 5 years from now. Hell no, not on this fucking path. We're not. It's crazy. Anyway, this shit got me fucking heated, bro. Anyway, look. I'm telling you, I'm staying on it though. I'm staying on this shit. I'm gonna be in the fight on the front lines, and I'm gonna be talking about the shit passionately, vehemently, like nobody else is fucking talking about it. So look, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope y'all enjoy that. I hope you enjoy my perspective. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. And of course, as always, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.